This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
About to bring gold back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
And how sweet it is! A state gold medal for the Union Scotties!
And the Shannock Lancers are your 2A softball champions. The trophy lifted high.
The 10th seed Union Scotties are WPIAL champions.
They're not a Cinderella story, a championship story here.
And your 2023 WPIL 2A Girls Champions, the Shenango Wildcats.
The pitch from Bruce, here it comes. Swing and miss! Union wins it! Union Scotties have rallied to win the WPIAL Championship.
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
Worker down inside, and alley-oop to Young. Good.
She'll strike it. And score!
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Coming to you live from Peters Township AHN Arena. It's WPIAL playoff basketball action here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. The 4-5 matchup, the 4-seed Monessen Greyhounds and the 5-seed Union Scotties. Tonight's broadcast on the Lawrence County SportsNet and the Triple Live High School Sports Network, brought to you by Maley Chiropractic, by Luxembourg Garbett, Kelly and George, by MVP Insurance, by The Red Zone, by Castle Asphalt, by the Newcastle Transit Authority, by Medora Bonner Law, by Penn Ohio Bottled Water, by Health in Motion Physical Therapy, by Pontius Insurance, by Doran Concrete, by Gem Builders Incorporated, by Works in Progress Paint Services, by the City Rescue Mission, by the Tri-County Principals Association, the Union Volunteer Fire Department, the Union Area Education Association, the Mahoning Township Fire Department, and the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. Beautiful AHN Arena here in Peters Township, our venue for tonight's contest. 4-seed Monessen coming in with a 18-4 record, the 5-seed Union Scotties 13-10. It's going to be a great 4-5 matchup here we expect tonight. I'm James Dotson with Chris Birch alongside. Chris, 4-5, that's exactly what, as a coach, as a fan, as a broadcaster, we love being able to call these sorts of games.
Well, I tell you one thing, too, I was thinking, James, just kind of doing a little research and deep dive on these two teams. It tells you how deep the field in 1A is, that this is the 4-5 matchup. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This awesome Union team, not obviously a lot of senior losses from a year ago, but still an incredible basketball team. And then Monessen with one of the electric players in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania in Lorenzo Gardner. So, it's hard to think the District 7 WPIAL committee thought that there were 3 teams better than these two in their brackets. So pretty impressive.
Very impressive. Imani Christian the 1, Neighborhood Academy 2, and Rochester the 3. And all, honestly, pretty worthy. I mean, Imani is a defending state champion. Neighborhood Academy, 2 of their, I think they only had 4 losses on the year. 2 of them came to Imani Christian, and Rochester beat Union in the last week of the section season. So, yeah, it just kind of works out that you have such a traditional power in Monessen, and what's turning into a more traditional power these last few years in Union. Can't ask again for much more than that when you have 2 storied programs like these two going at it.
Yeah, I know. That's it, too, right? Monessen, when just as a Western Pennsylvania basketball fan, you hear Monessen. You don't even necessarily need to know the current team to know that, they're going to be terrific, just year after year after year, decade after decade. A Monessen basketball program that has been great and has sent a lot of guys to play college basketball. So, there's no question about that. And you're right. Certainly under Coach Mark Stanley, this Union basketball program has, I don't know if they ever left glory, but they've returned to glory and been just awesome now for a lot of the years that he's been here. So, pretty great matchup. Excited about this one, and like you said, can't say enough about the venue here. AHN Arena at Peters Township. What an awesome site for a high school basketball game, big-time high school basketball game like this one.
Big-time game, big-time atmosphere for a big-time arena to witness. We're going to have I have a lot of fun here tonight. We're going to take our first break here of the pregame show, though, and then when we come back, let's have a conversation with Coach Mark Stanley of the Union Scotties. When we return, it's Wpial Playoffs here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAT Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Congratulations to our January LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet proud to honor the Neshannock Competitive Spirit Squad as January's LCAP Team of the Month for their WPIAL 2A Large Squad Championship and third place finish at the state competition. Congratulations to Coach Colleen Daughtry and the Neshannock Competitive Spirit Team, our January LCAP Team of the Month. Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Casey Wilson of Laurel Wrestling as the January LGKG Red Zone Male Athlete of the Month. LC SportsNet is also proud to honor Aaron Capalvo of Mohawk and Leah Crayrup of Wilmington as our January LGKG Red Zone Female Co-Athletes of the Month. Congratulations, best of luck to Aaron Capalvo and Wilmington's Leah Crayrup, the LGKG Athlete of the Month, presented by the Red Zone.
Tip-off just a few minutes away here, 4 versus 5, Monessen against Union here in the Class 1A basketball playoffs here. I'm James Dotson with Chris Birch. We're going to call him MapQuest Birch here because he was he was going and taking a look at the travel times for both Monessen and Union to get here. 36
minutes from Monessen, 65 minutes from Union. So
as a coach, let me ask you that: is that anything that goes into your mindset when you say, well, they made them travel half as far as us, or is that something, bulletin board material, anything like that you can use?
I don't necessarily think so. I guess maybe if you're the higher seed and they do something like that too, you can use it. But yeah, I mean, a half an hour or an hour, not that big of a difference. And you are the 5 and they're the 4, so of all the things Coach Stan is using, probably that's not one of them.
And tell you what, though, the other game we have on our airwaves tonight, and you can watch it as well, Neshannock against South Park. Neshannock is the 4, South Park is the 5, and it's almost those exact same numbers, but in the other direction.
Oh, boy, yeah.
Neshannock just shy of an hour, and South Park just 32 minutes.
Yeah,
so.
That's for sure. That's being used by the Neshannock coaching staff then.
Coach Grabowski would use that sort of thing?
I would imagine so, yes. Yeah.
We apologize. We're going to be cut short here. We'll get to the Coach Stanley halftime pregame interview is how we'll end up working that one here as we get ready for tonight's contest. Monessen against Union. Let me ask you this, as a former coach, if you're facing somebody, actually, we'll save that question for after. How do you guard Lorenzo Gardner? How do you stop him? We'll get with that when we return after this break. Tip-off coming next on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Hey Scotty fans, it's Mrs. Ryan
and Miss Felina here on behalf of the Union Area Education Association.
And we want to wish all of our Scotties good luck this season. Go Scotties!
There's your national anthem here from Peters Township as we're going to get you ready for our starting lineups, brought to you by Doran Concrete, laying the foundation for your team, for your home, and for your business. But before we do, again, Coach Birch, what is it that you say in being able to guard? How do you, what would you do mainly to stop somebody like Lorenzo Gardner, who scored 64, 24, and 44 in the last 3 games he's played?
I mean, 64 is unimaginable. I think that there's just this idea that you have to take personal responsibility for him. And the big thing that I think you have to do is you have to make sure that whatever points he gets, he has to work for. So if he's, if he's taking an outside shot, it's contested. If he's driving, it's, in on people. And he's going to make some spectacular shots. He's just that good. But you want to make sure that everything about it is difficult for him and make other people beat you.
That's one of your works in progress keys to the game. Call Joe Wright at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next painting project. I think the other one, too, is the balance. When Union has the balance scoring, you know that Lucas Stanley's going to get his points. You know that Braylon Thompson's going to get his points. But when they've been balanced is when they've been at their best this season. And for Monessen, I think kind of the same way. You know what you're going to get. You're going to get some big points from Lorenzo Gardner. Can you go and get some of that supporting cast? Because you're going to see, a sag defense, maybe a junk defense here or there. Wouldn't surprise whatsoever when you have somebody that prolific of a scorer. That's got to be it. Some of those supporting casts got to get it done.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I think, Monessen, too, they'll probably try to press Union. So I think maybe one of the chess matches there is can Union score against their press, or will Monessen be able to turn them over and get some easy baskets for their star, Lorenzo Gardner?
And they do like to get in transition, and I think that's another one of the keys that you'll have to watch today is getting back in transition if you're the Scotties and not allowing those quick runouts for easy points.
And here we go, James.
We are ready to go. Union in the road blues. In the home whites for Monessen as the higher seed, and we are underway here from Peters Township AHN Arena, and quickly into the lane. Bounce pass across the lane, blocked from behind. Great block there from Darrell Ray. We'll get the full starting lineups here in a minute. And there it is, transition bucket right away for Tavon Kershaw. First points of the game. It's Kershaw, Gardner, Robinson, Johnson, and Darrell Ray for Monessen. Thomas, Stanley, Gettings, Jonke, and Blakely, the starting 5 for the Scotties.
Yeah, that was Darrell Ray with that great block to set up that run-out layup.
Man-to-man defense here from Monessen. They get it to Thomas. Thomas got into the lane. Great bounce pass across to Jonke on that first possession, just unable to get the shot to go.
Yeah, Coach Stan coming out with it, running that kind of Clarion motion offense, trying to make Monessen play defense for a little while.
That's a motion that has been a staple for Coach Stan for many years. Good crossover dribble into the lane, pump fake, and another partially blocked shot. This time it's Gardner getting the block.
Yeah, two possessions, 2 block shots for Monessen.
Skip pass into the corner, trying to drive his way in there was Robinson. He's partially blocked, and now Lucas Stanley will get possession and try to work it up the court. Quickly into the lane, little floater with the left hand, no good, but gets his own rebound. Spin, up, loses it, put it back up, and they're going to say a travel. I guess he didn't let go of the ball, so it's going to be a traveling violation.
Yeah, and you can see Monessen, certainly one of their strengths is defense around the rim. Those were 3 pretty good shots there by Union on their first 3 possessions. But Monessen able to get fingertips on shots and change them and alter them.
So 2-0 lead here for Monessen. Trying to work his way in as Gardner. He's double teamed. It's going to be stolen away. So each team with the early turnover as well. A couple block shots for Monessen. Defense getting it done early.
Yeah, Jonky, that was a great defensive play by him.
Braylon Thomas no good on this shot. Missed everything, asking for a tip, not going to get it.
Yeah, four possessions, all empty here for the Union Scotties. You can see Coach Stan just kind of shaking his head. He knows they're going to have to be a little bit more efficient than that.
This is where Monessen's going to have to be efficient, though. You know they can score in the break. How will they do in the half-court sets against the Scotties as Stanley knocks this one to the sideline? Possession will stay with the Greyhounds.
Yeah, I like this defense. You said that about this kind of the sagging man.
In the lane goes Kershaw. Lost it, but somehow Tavon got it over to Johnson, who backs his way in and is going to draw a foul and be the first man to the line. Rodney Johnson, the 6-foot sophomore.
Yeah, big Rodney Johnson. You can see he's 6 foot, but certainly big and strong. His shoulders look like, you know, a mountain. He gets the ball around the rim, he's going to be able to power it up and draw fouls, and that's exactly what he did right there.
Dane Jonky, the one picking it up, his first, team's first, and the first free throw finds its way down.
And you know, that doesn't seem like much of a storyline, James, the Jonky picking up that first foul here early, but it's Jonky that's coming over and doubling on Lorenzo Gardner, so you don't want him in foul trouble, because I'm sure that's what they worked on all week.
Both free throws good, yeah, in the pregame conversations, but specifically, Coach Stan talked about Jonky defensively, and Mike Gunn comes in defensively, of accepting their roles as a bit of a role player more defensively and rebounding. Thomas, nice backdoor find to get Lucas Stanley for 2.
There it is. They just kind of spread it out, 5 out, and Stanley able to cut back door.
In the corner for Johnson. Around the perimeter it goes for the Greyhounds as Kershaw drives in against Thomas. Wild shot, too strong, no good, but an offensive rebound, and we're going to have a whistle, and it's going the other way. It's going to be Medora Bonner Law change in possession on the rebound.
Wow.
Looked like Gardner had position there.
Yeah, that was an interesting call. They must have got him with the just kind of with the weak hand, and no protest at all from the Monessen coaching staff. So
a little forearm shiver. Screen and roll. Stanley kills the dribble, able to get it over to Blakely as he's ushered out of bounds with a push. That foul will go against Darrell Ray for his first, team second.
Yeah, Union came out and they ran that clarion motion there, and but 4 empty possessions in that. Now they just going with that 5-out motion offense, that dribble drive, and it seemed a little bit more efficient here.
Gettings with possession now over the Stanley left wing. He'll pull up for 3, in and out, no good. Gettings crashing in for the bound, but good job by Darrell Ray to go and snag it away from him.
Yeah, that was that kind of that Holy Cross staggered screen there that Union tried to run, and Monessen doing a really good job defensively.
First sub of the game coming in, another senior, Rocco Galmarini. So you mentioned all the seniors lost last year. 9 or 10, I forget the official number there, Chris, but still 6 on the roster this year.
Yeah. I mean, it was a junior and senior heavy team last year.
Then you had Lucas last year as a sophomore coming off of the bench through the playoffs, averaging over 20 a game in the playoffs. Whoa, big swat from Braylon Thomas as he knocks Rodney Johnson right into the front row.
Yeah, how about that?
Woo.
Rodney Johnson, good position again, but Braylon Thomas up by the rim, knocking that back out to Route 19, I think.
Let's say, yeah, you're going to have to be my geography reference down for these ones. Inbounds pass goes right back into Gardner. He's going to take his first shot of the game in traffic. No good, but he fights through a couple defenders. I thought he grabbed the rebound, but somehow it ended up in Braylon Thomas's hands. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul on Rodney Johnson going for the loose ball.
Yeah. And that's what I was talking about, James, in the pregame. Lorenzo Gardner, he got the ball around the rim. He got the ball in the paint. But Union has been able to make it really tough for him. And here we are, 4:19 to go here in the first quarter, and he hasn't scored yet.
There's a turnover, though, for the Scotties. 4-2 in the early going. Step back from Robinson. Actually, no, not a step back. Had me fooled. Backdoor cut, but Johnson couldn't get it to go.
You notice how open Johnson is. That's because they're not guarding him.
Thomas Hesitates. He looks to drive in. Little fadeaway shot in the lane. Tough shot. Maybe a forced shot there from Braylon Thomas.
Where was the race? Come on, ref.
Elbow jumper there, no good. And Grayson Blakely was running up the court. Thought he was going to have an easy rebound the other way. Somehow it ends up in Stanley's hands. He's looking to go into the lane. Right-hand scoop shot off the side of the backboard. And then there's a whistle and a foul against Galmarini on the rebound. Sloppy play here in the first 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, both teams just kind of look like they're a little bit in a daze almost. But yeah, what I was kind of breaking down a little bit before is that number 4 Rodney Johnson has been open a lot. That's because whoever is guarding Johnson is doubling and leaving him to go with Lorenzo Gardner every time he gets the ball. So keep an eye on that. So far, so good. Johnson with 1 basket, but that's it.
Defensive game here early, to say the very least.
That's being kind.
Tavon Kershaw trying to work his way in against Thomas. Kills the dribble, swings it back up top. Gettings currently face guarding. That's it. They're going to go and they're almost going to double team every time it looks like he's getting it. Swing pass though, and Robinson's able to get it for the easy layup. Good idea, but the rotation not quick enough. Right, Coach?
That's it. That's exactly what Coach Stan is going to say. If we leave him to go get Gardner, we got to get a better rotation.
And we're going to have a whistle and an offensive foul against Gettings. Didn't get set on the screen. Change in possession there. Part of that is on Gettings not getting set, but part of it's also on the ball handler going too quickly, right?
Right. Yeah, Gettings is, you can see Coach Stan is upset with him because he, what you do there when you do that is it's so dramatic that the official has to call it. Sometimes there's that little bit of a brush screen, but he kind of hip checked him, and when he hip checked him, the official almost had to call it.
A whistle and a foul, and that's on Jonke. That'll be his second. Tough one there as he fouled Hawkins, who had just checked in.
Yeah, that's big news. So it looks like Eckert's coming in, James. So Coach Stanley having to go deeper into his bench than he anticipated this early on.
Yeah, we are going to see that's actually Mike Gunn checking in.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Gunn in his first time back on the basketball court since middle school. Just made his commitment to Slippery Rock for baseball.
Wow.
Hesitation move, getting around the first defender, but the shot of Robinson was blocked away out of bounds. It'll stay with the Greyhounds.
See what Monessen does here. Certainly something to get Gardner. Yep.
And we're going to have a whistle on this one into the lane. And it's just the quick first step right now. They're able to get into the lane too easily, Chris.
Right. Well, and they didn't switch that screen. I mean, that's one of those things where not only you should probably switch that baseline screen anyway, but if it's a screen for Gardner, both guys should go with him, right? And neither guy went with him. Real nice entry pass there by Kershaw, and Gardner finds himself at the foul line. So yeah, I mean, it's I think probably the plan is to, kind of muck the game up a little bit, and certainly Union has done that, but they got to be a little more efficient offensively. 2 points with 2:30 to go in the first quarter isn't going to be enough.
Gardner splitting a pair, makes it a 7-2 lead. Stanley drives his way in, and he slid as he went across the lane. And 4 turnovers in the first quarter isn't going to help either, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, and give Monessen's defense some credit there. Those are the things we've seen Lucas Stanley do with so much success, and Monessen is really doing a great job guarding him.
Crowd still filing in here for this one. First game of 2 here at Peters Township. It'll be 2A girls Fort Cherry against Southside Beaver coming up in the second game. Bob Gregg and company believe here for that one.
Oh yeah, right.
Staggered screen here for Kershaw as he goes right into the lane. We're going to have a whistle and a blocking foul against Blakely. As he was being in college, it's automatically going to be because he'd be in the restricted area. But he just held his ground. Chris, he may have gotten that call.
I know, but here's the thing. That's we can talk about the technical aspect of a charge, but it's another thing entirely when you have a 5'8", probably 220-pound tank coming in as hard as you can at you to hold your ground there. So yeah, Kershaw, another one of these Monessen guys that's very big and strong.
He splits the pair. Kershaw with 3. It's now 8-2. And right now, Scotty's just got to find some sort of rhythm.
Yeah, they offensively, they are just really out of sorts. Great D by Monessen.
Blakely, right wing for a Thomas 3. Back iron, no good. Fighting for the rebound on the near side. Blakely fighting with Johnson. Johnson able to get it quickly up the court. Darryl Ray, we're going to have a block.
Wow.
And it kind of got blocked first by the bottom of the backboard, and then Braylon Thomas able to grab it. And a double dribble called on Thomas in the backcourt. And we got a whistle, a technical foul as Robinson just went and tried to grab the ball off Thomas after the play.
Yeah, you can see the Monessen coach, who seems typically to be pretty mild-mannered, is upset about that one because I think he saw Braylon Thomas try to grab at him, but I agree with the official having to, kind of take care of stuff like that early because there has been a little
chippiness,
little talking,
and that's exactly what it was too. It's that the talking is one thing. But then you can't just go and try to grab the ball off of an opposing player after the whistle.
That's right. And the official's not going to give you the ball out of bounds any faster if you do that.
Lucas Stanley able to make the first. The technical again against Devontae Robinson, so that'll be his first and the team's 4th of this opening quarter.
Yeah, we will, I think, as the game goes along here, these fouls are going to start to mount.
Yeah.
As, again.
I see a lot of games with the 5 fouls per quarter where you haven't gotten into the bonus. Both teams will be in the bonus the rest of the way here in this first quarter. Hand off to Stanley, right wing. He's got all 4 Scotties points so far. Gettings dribbling on the Peters Township logo here in the quarterfinals, WPIL Class 1A. Steep 3, Stanley short, no good. And again, is that a shot too early maybe in the sequence, you think, Chris?
I mean, here's the thing though, it's Lucas Stanley.
Right.
And it's open, so I mean, again, you got 4 points with 1:30 to go in the first quarter. I don't mind that shot at all there. I'd love to see if Union could maybe pressure a little bit and get Braylon Thomas and Lucas Stanley out into the open court going full speed once in a while. Everything's been half court.
Good pass across the lane, drive, draw, dish the rock. For the lay-in, Tavon Kershaw's got 5.
Yeah, Kershaw and Johnson are good players. Obviously Gardner's putting up the gaudy numbers, but this is not a one-man show for Monessen, that's for sure.
Lorenzo Gardner averaging 25 per game. He's got just the 1 free throw here so far. Thomas, he drives in amongst the triple team. Shot no good. Fighting for the rebound, out of bounds. Last touch by the Greyhounds.
Yeah, again, you see all of the things that we talk about as coaches defensively. Kind of the umbrella of screen outs, stepping and helping and recover, having a hand in the passing lane. All of those things Monessen does a very good job with.
Looked like they had Stanley going there, Coach. That's what you were ready for. He does get an open 3, though, and knocks that down. We'll trade the 2 for the 3, says Lucas.
No problem.
His 44th trifecta of the season.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the play's for, too, that action right there, so yeah.
Drive and draw, 18-footer for Dennis Hawkins. Too strong, misses everything. Then transition. How about that pass?
Holy cow.
Mark that down for a Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game nomination. Holy cow. Beautiful pass. Threads the needle for Stanley.
Yeah, he had to throw it low, too, and he did. And Stanley had to catch it running full speed at his shoelaces, and he did.
And now the Scotties faithful coming to their feet on the far side, ushering their team for defense, and they get a steal. Another bounce pass, this time a little bit behind as it gets knocked away. It's a split second behind Gettings, who was waiting down at the block. And right now, Union's basically doing what you see Monessen do a lot of times.
Yeah.
But take a look at this last one here on our LCAP instant replay, Chris.
Yeah.
No way.
Unbelievable. Yeah. He had to throw it low, too, and he did. And somehow Stanley caught it and laid it, and there it is.
There it is. Same play last time, and this time Stanley's able to put it in. He's got all 11 Scotties points.
Wow.
Inbounds pass to Gardner. He'll get across half court, puts one up from just on the near side of half court, but misfires, and that's the end of one. Union ending the first quarter on a 7-0 run. We'll step aside, be back in a moment. The WPIL 1A playoffs on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
When injuries get you sidelined, don't trust just anyone to get you back on the field. Visit Health in Motion Physical Therapy in Shenango Township. They want to get you back to the top of your game as quickly as possible with certified orthopedic and manual therapies. At Health in Motion, you receive quality one-on-one time with a board-certified physical therapist. Get the next generation of physical therapy to help in your recovery. Health in Motion is the first PT clinic in Western Pennsylvania to use the Newbie, the neurobioelectric stimulator, in their therapies. Their technologies can reduce your time on the sideline from 3 or 4 weeks to just 3 or 4 days. Don't wait for months to see improvement. Notice a difference after your first visit to Health in Motion, keeping you moving.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
$7-0 run to end the quarter. Right now it's Lucas Stanley 11, Monessen 10, and maybe the crazier numbers at Lorenzo Gardner with only 1 in that first quarter for Monessen.
How about Union had 2 points with 1:33 to go in the first quarter, and now they have 11. So how about that? That's maybe the most important incredible stat.
It'll be Monessen to start the second quarter with possession. Gardner able to get around a double screen there, gets a shot, but again, double teamed and good defensive positioning and help that time from Gettings and Stanley.
Yeah, there it was, right? That's exactly how you play him.
Eckert, who just checked in, misfires on the 3. Love a freshman who's ready to catch and shoot as soon as he gets in there.
Yeah, no question.
Try to get you updates of the Shannock game as we're struggling. We're not even on the air yet for that one. Coming the other way, a block shot from behind. Good clean block from Kershaw. Up in front, it's a 3-on-1. How about all the way coming back, Grayson Blakely to knock it away.
Yeah, Grayson Blakely, great job. Yeah, that's a great job hustling back there. Big time hustle play, swatting that away. Wow. How about the success that Union has had, James, on their out-of-bounds plays compared to what Monessen's done out-of-bounds plays? Yep.
And there's the turnover as a result. The defense, what's changed in the last few minutes with that defense here, Chris?
Well, I think, they're making Monessen play a little bit faster. Sometimes you think you play a great player, a team that likes to press and run a little bit. Okay, we're going to slow it down. And they even came out in that Clarion. A lot of people use that as a stall. But now they've sped the game up, and all of a sudden they're getting some good looks offensively.
Get you score updates of that in the Shannock game as we try to work on connections on that side. We apologize for those technical difficulties here. 11-10, Union with the lead. Thomas pumps on the 3, gets into the lane, jump stop, gets the defender in the air, up and in.
That's where he's at his best, right there, putting the ball on the deck and getting to the rack. He kind of found a seam through there, able to make a really tough Mikan in traffic. He's a heck of a player.
I know you're impressed coming and landing on the 2 feet, the full jump stop in the lane. Speaking of which, Gardner does the same thing and gets his second bucket.
Yeah, a little ball fake and jump stop, landed on 2 feet. Impressive stuff.
Eckert, bounce pass into the lane, able to get it to Stanley. Good positioning, and he's going to get the and one.
Yeah. Give the freshman Landon Eckert a lot of credit there for he came out, they double teamed him. He was able to get the ball in there. To the big gun, Lucas Stanley. Stanley able to score. You said earlier you got to be impressed with the freshman who comes in ready to set his feet and take a shot, but he's done a couple other impressive things too. He's made a nice play on defense, and then that was a great play right there to get Lucas Stanley the basket in the end one.
Yeah, now he's got a 16-12 lead to Stanley as he was put in his 14th point of the game. Nearly gets a steal there, but Ray able to come to it, and he can go baseline drive up and in. First points of the game for the senior Darrell Ray.
Yeah, he's made some plays. You can tell he's kind of a good player, kind of a steady guy.
A little floater from Stanley here off the mark, may have been partially blocked. Gardner emphatically calling for the ball. He wants to get going in transition, and he's going to get a blocking foul against Thomas. Had the position, but then he turned at the last second there, Chris.
Yeah. I've been saying this, and I get people who emphatically agree with me, and then others that say, yeah, you have to call something. I've become more of a fan on a play like that that maybe does not merit a block, but it's certainly not a charge of a no call there. Like, that's just kind of an out of control offensive player who doesn't necessarily draw the foul, but it wasn't a charge either. So I say play on there. I would probably get chased out of the gym by coaches.
And I'm sure you would have been that coach 5 years ago saying that exact same thing, right?
I would have. No, I would have. That's, I'm always a fan of let's call very little here,
So both free throws no good. Blakely thought he saved it, but had his foot on the end line.
Yeah, I almost never got mad at calls that weren't made,
Yeah, looking at LCAP instant replay, I mean, we're a lot further away than that official is, but thought there was some space between player and the end line. How about that? First bucket for Lorenzo Gardner comes at the 5:35 mark of the second quarter. Stanley in the lane with a lot of contact, a good pump fake up and in.
He's just so strong in there, isn't he? Goes off at 2 feet, and they got Gardner here going 1-on-4.
And almost got it to go, and that's what Coach talked about in the pregame show as a muscle back up and an and one for Rodney Johnson. Said it doesn't matter if it's 1-on-4. If he gets to the lane, he can put it in, but
Sure.
how about the muscles of Johnson?
Yeah, and if you're Union, you're not happy that he came down and took a shot 1-on-4, and you gave up an offensive rebound. Rodney Johnson's impressive. I mean, he's just a big, strong kid, just a sophomore, and able to get up there and get in there and score.
And now a chance for Monessen to take the lead back from the line, though off the mark on the bound. It remains a tie game, 18-18, early second quarter, but here's the thing you got to keep an eye on. Galmarini, Jonke, and Blakely now all with 2 fouls. Speaking of number 2, Braylon Thomas, right to the rack.
Yeah, I think their coach is saying that's not very good help defense, guys.
Good muscle up on the other end. Rodney Johnson again.
Both of these coaches kind of want to make this game really tight, close to the vest. Great defense, but starting to loosen up a little bit now, James.
No good on the long shot there from Thomas, and the grabbing of the rebound was Gettings before he got blasted to the floor.
You can see Rodney Johnson. I'm sure Rodney Johnson has been getting called for fouls like that all season where there's just a little bit of contact, and he knocks the opposing player like 20 feet the other direction and gets called for the foul.
Can't say, that's a, not surprising event, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, he looks, kind of reminds me of Charles Barkley in the Auburn years.
Thomas, tough one in the lane, won't go. Nice tap out attempt from Ray, couldn't get it though. Blakely to get the offensive rebound. Thomas, shake and bake, drive, step back, fade away, short, no good. But he steals it right back away. He's caught him napping, can't get the shot to go though. And now here's a steal almost from Jonke as he tried to tiptoe the sideline like a wide receiver he is.
Yeah, it's you can hear the fans are getting a little restless at the officials. The officials, I think, are doing a great job. It's just a kind of a strange, choppy game. I mean, that's just all you could say. And sometimes games develop this way.
And honestly, I just saw the replay here on our stream, and it was basically just held out, and he said, here, I'll take it.
Right.
It could have called a held ball maybe if you really wanted to, but
it wasn't.
He stole it pretty quickly.
I like officials letting guys fight it out for a couple of seconds, too.
There's a cross-court pass to the open man. Extra one across to the block, trying to put in as Matt Sawa. No good. Great defensive spot there from Jonke, playing with 2 fouls.
Yeah, Jonke he does all kinds of those little things for this team.
And then Stanley, he's doing a little bit of everything. How about this? I got him for 18 of the 22 points.
I think Lucas Stanley averages about 35 a game when I call these games with you.
He says keep on coming back then,
right.
please, Coach.
Yeah, no kidding. I know. I went down to talk to Coach Stanley. He said the same thing. Oh, you're here. I feel good about this already.
Thomas, little floater, good body control to put it up and in and avoid the charge.
Yeah, great job. He again, off of 2 feet, using that athletic ability.
Another bounce pass in the lane, this time well read. The long arms of Jonke steal it away. Gardner nearly poked it right back away from Lucas Stanley. He goes baseline drive, over the shoulder pass to Dane Jonke, over the left shoulder, partially blocked. Good defense there from Ray.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Union's playing faster now offensively. I like it.
Blakely knocked it away initially, but I think they're going to get him on the reach. That'll be his 3rd, though.
James, again, and I know how Coach Stanley thinks. We kind of are cut of the same cloth, had the same mentors as coaches. And, you're thinking, okay, take good shots, take shots that we practice, things like that. But Union has been better since they have kind of opened it up offensively and are playing faster. And, basically forget the long possessions.
Inbounds pass. I think Eckert got a fingernail on it.
He did.
Nice screen at the top of the key. Shot no good, but fighting around. A couple of boys in there for an offensive rebound for Monessen. Another 3-ball on the way. This one way too strong. Missed everything there from Vaughn. 0 for 3 from downtown so far is Monessen. Stanley showing the muscle. Back at his way in. Tried to tip it. No good. Gunn had it knocked away. Possession for the Greyhounds and a foul against Lucas Stanley.
Remember this, James. Remember, like, if I was playing, you asked me earlier what I would do against someone like Lorenzo Gardner. I would write it, in chalk on a chalkboard and with a marker on a whiteboard. Every shot that he doesn't take, every possession that Monessen has that he doesn't take the shot is a win. And think about how many possessions here, we go now in a row where Gardner hasn't taken a shot. And that's because Union is playing it defensively like that.
I only have unofficially 4 shot attempts.
That's amazing.
Of which one of them was the half-court heave to end the first quarter.
That's getting it done. So basically 3 shots in the half court.
Now he has gotten to the line a couple of times on shot attempts that don't officially count as shot attempts, as this one's going to get knocked out of bounds, and possession is going to go over to Monessen. Eckert could have gotten to it. I think that's what Coach is saying. Hey, I know you were just going to let it go out of bounds, but you got to grab it.
That's like old school coaching 101. Don't ever let it go out of bounds because you never know.
And that's been the most effective play off the inbounds from the side there, as Gardner's going to get free throw attempt number 5 and 6 coming up.
Yeah, that's all right, though.
But that's the issue, though. Jonke now with 3 fouls. Blakely with 3, Jonke with 3, Galmarini with 2. The foul trouble is going to be something to pay attention to here through the course of the game as Gardner makes the first of 2.
Yeah, again, he is definitely getting Union in foul trouble here, but still, you got to like what you're doing defensively if you're Union.
Back iron no good on the second one, but Zoe gets it right back. Back iron no good. His own rebound, this time good. Just like that, lead back down to 1.
Yeah, this is what this game is going to be.
Thomas, step back from 18 feet, no good. Offensive rebound, Gunn, left-handed layup, no good. Freshman Jordan Kelly in there. He couldn't get the rebound either.
Right.
The other way in transition, Devontae Robinson able to get the bucket in the lead back. 30-second Ponchos Insurance timeout taken by Coach Stanley.
Yeah, that was a great play by Devontae Robinson.
Yeah, went up against the freshman, just used the body and used it well to go straight up and down. Your Ponchos Insurance timeout. Call Dan Ponchos, Jessica Dix, or Tracy Giddings and get started today. We're going to have our LGKG halftime show coming up here in a few minutes. Your insurance company not always on your side, but the law offices of Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George are. You can visit them online, lgkg.com, for your free consultation.
See, Coach Stanley really kind of getting into him here early in this timeout, but now talking some strategy. And I think, when you're coaching a game like this one, you feel almost powerless to control what's going on. There's just games as a coach. You feel like you're in control of what's happening, and then other games that, it's just such a strange, choppy game that you don't really feel like you're in control of what's going on. And I think both coaches probably feel that way about this one. But here's the thing. Okay, so this game is what it is, so we just kind of have to survive here and keep doing what we're doing, particularly the work they're doing on Lorenzo Gardner.
For sure, and I think part of it, too, is, you just gave up 5 points in the matter of about 15 seconds.
Yeah.
In-tray pass to Stanley. Kicks it back up. Extra pass over to Giddings. Giddings thought about the 3, poked away for a second from Gardner. Now back to Eckert. Eckert going up against Gardner. Swings it over to Stanley. And we're going to have a whistle, a push-off against Gunn. That two-handed shove is going to be seen all day.
Yeah, Gunn, of course, so strong. And, that time he just posted up and kind of used his shoulders. picked up another foul, and you can see Coach Stanley upset with him. That was a big possession. Kind of needed something to happen there now. I would say, 44 seconds. Maybe they'll hold for one, James, but I have a feeling that we're going to see about 7 more possessions in these 45 seconds, the way this game's going.
Are we confirming? It was an offensive foul. I think they were conferring why it was not a bonus opportunity. Offensive fouls do not give you the bonus.
Right.
So we'll see. Will Monessen hold for the last shot? They look over to Coach Dan Bosnick, 6-year coach. Yes, that's brother of Mike Bosnick, local Washington High coach and athletic director. And how about that? Going right around the defense. Can't get the shot to go. Put-back attempt, no good, but a foul there is going to send Taven Craigette to the line.
Yeah, again, that's we see Devontae Robinson getting right to the rim. And wasn't able to finish, but yeah, much to Union's dismay. Offensive rebound, and Braylon Thomas picking up that second foul with less than 30 seconds to go in the quarter. That's the last thing you want.
Only foul trouble on the other side is 4 points from, or 2 for number 4, Rodney Johnson. I'll get it right here eventually. Both free throws good for Craigette. 2 each for Galmarini and Thomas, 3 each for Jonke and Blakely. They sit on the bench as Thomas brings it up the court, down to 20 seconds remaining here in the first half. Thomas dribbling on the Peters Township logo. He and Lucas Stanley with the entirety of the Scotties points tonight.
Spread the floor, yep.
Thomas kicks it out. Gettings open for 3. Back iron, no good. And that's how the first half will come to an end. Scotties had a 7-0 run early, or to end the first quarter. How about this? A 7-0 run for Monessen to end the second as the teams head to the locker rooms. We'll come back in a minute. We'll give you the first half recap on our LGKG halftime show. It's the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
Does your blueprint not match the vision of your building project? Not with Creative Edge Architecture. From concept to creation, Jeff Measle will help tackle the complex problems, creating design solutions and construction experience. Creative Edge gives you the edge design and construction meet.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale-Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
Congratulations to our January LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet proud to honor the Neshannock Competitive Spirit Squad as January's LCAP Team of the Month for their WPIAL 2A Large Squad Championship and third place finish at the state competition. Congratulations to Coach Colleen Daughtry and the Neshannock Competitive Spirit Team, our January LCAP Team of the Month.
LGKG halftime show here on the Lawrence County SportsNet. 27-24 your halftime score. Monessen leading Union. Let their law firm baby-rated attorneys and super lawyers guide you through the legal process. Luxembourg, Garber, Kelly, and George keeping promises now for over 90 years. Union ends the first quarter on a 7-0 run. Monessen a 7-0 run of their own to end the first half. And that's where we have a 27-24 lead. I think the main storyline has to be Union holding Lorenzo Gardner to 6 points, but it's the supporting cast. Devontae Robinson, 6. Rodney Johnson, 6. Tavon Kershaw, 5. Ray and Craigett with 2 each as well. That's, I think, obviously the biggest key, and that's what's going to make Monessen successful tonight and all through the year, is if they got that supporting cast like they've done here in the first half.
Well, here's the thing. Pick your poison, right? Mm-hmm. Do you want to just kind of play Gardner straight up and he has 20 at halftime here? And you're down, instead of being down 3, you're down maybe 12. So again, the supporting cast, like you said, has done a great job. But I think as kind of gummed up, yucked up as this game is, that's been intentional by the Union Scotties, and that's I think it's working. Again, down 3 because I think of some offensive inefficiency, but defensively they're doing exactly what they need to do.
It's crazy. Neither team really effective in the half court. It's really, it feels like a backyard sort of game, just getting up and down the court.
It does, and and I was joking with you halftime, a couple minutes ago off air. That this is one of those games where both coaches are in there kind of yelling and upset and frustrated, not so much because of the score, not so much of any of the circumstances, just because the game just kind of feels like this is not a coach's game.
Yeah, no.
To further your point about it seeming like a backyard game, this is just right. It just looks like a summer game where you send your assistant coach to go coach the team, and believe me, that's not a knock on either coach. That's just kind of the way this game has played out. And again, I say advantage Union by making it this way. It isn't, probably that that pretty to watch for the fans, but it's advantage Union because they're able to, kind of, stay with Gardner. I think the key, James, to this second half is, can they do that for another 16 minutes without getting into serious foul trouble?
Let's take a look at the rest of the scoring recap from the first half, brought to you by GEM Master Builders and Craftsmen. General operated contractors, family owned for 4 generations, building our community for 70 years. Visit gembuilders.com. Mention 6 each for Gardner, Robinson, and Johnson, the 5 for Kershaw, 2 each for Ray and Craggett for Monessen. Here's a quick one for Union. Lucas Stanley, 18, Braylon Thomas, 6. That's it.
That's the scoring recap.
That's the scoring recap. Scotties are 1 of 6 from beyond the arc. Monessen 0 for 3. And I think here's the number that's going to be very telling, though. Monessen 7 of 13 from the line. They're getting to the charity stripe. Union just 3 of 3.
Yeah.
Is there something to do more of to get into the lane better?
I mean, I think you have to give credit to Monessen for their help defense. You could tell that's something that they hang their hat on. So Union has had a hard time. You had those 2 drives by Braylon Thomas. The one was one of the tougher shots you'll ever see in traffic that he made. The other one, he just walked right down Broadway and nobody stepped over to help. But every other time that Union has tried to drive to the basket, it's been tough sledding. And here's the thing. There's probably some Union fans out there that disagree with this, but they haven't been fouls. You know what I mean? They haven't been fouls. Just pretty good help defense by Monessen. Whereas I think Union, they're basically trying to rough up Lorenzo Gardner, and that's where a lot of the fouls have come from.
We didn't get a chance to do it during the pregame show. We did get a chance to talk with Coach Mark Stanley as we kind of got interrupted trying to get everything up here and up and running. So why don't we play that right now? Here's the pregame interview from Coach Stanley, and then we'll use that thoughts. We'll let Coach Birch here dissect and see, well, how have they done with it? Here's the pregame interview that we had with Coach Mark Stanley of the Union Scotties. Back here in the pregame show, quarterfinals action here from AHN Arena. 4-5 game, Monessen against Union. We get the chance to talk here with Union head coach Mark Stanley. Coach, hey, another chance to be playing and getting a chance to get to the semifinals. And we were just talking. It's a 4-5 game. This is exactly what you're looking for. It could be a great game tonight.
Yeah, I mean, exciting for the kids. Beautiful place to play. Monessen, their tradition, and like I said, just an opportunity to be here and get after it. And with the, going against the Gardner kid who everybody knows about. So, like I said, we're looking forward to it and see what we can do.
Let's get right into it, talking about how you stop a guy like Lorenzo Gardner, who's scored, 40-something in the game last week, second highest just a week ago with 64 points in the game. Just what is it that you can do to try to limit his opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to locate him, and you got to make sure. You can have 2 guys on him. He gets the ball around the rim, it's going in. If he misses it, he gets it. What you got to try to do is limit him, try him to take more shots to get his points if he has to. But like I said, he's a handful, and it's exciting for the kids to go against somebody like this and see what we can do.
Any sort of similarities to playing like a Vinny Cugini last year in terms of preparation for a guy who's such a prolific scorer?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot to their team, but Vinny was more of having the ball up front and going. He's more, he'll take you inside and get low, and like his strength worries me a little bit, like down low, how are we going to be able to handle that? So they both can put the numbers up, but different ways.
In terms of guarding, obviously you're going to have then Dane Jonke as one of those guys down low. Talk about him, Mike Gunn, and Dane especially, a double-double in the opening round games. Talk about their work as post players their first year. Mike's first year back, and Dane's the first-year starter.
Yeah, Mike gives us athleticism off the bench, and Dane's been playing good. He's been coming on. You know, Dane's accepted his role. He's not a huge scorer, but he'll score putbacks, get rebounds. We throw in there. He'll kick it out. So like I said, Dane's had a great year for us, and you know, for us to win this tonight, he's going to have to be tough on the boards for us.
That's my final question. What is the biggest key to be able to get this potential win, get yourself state qualified?
Well, we got to definitely take care of the basketball and rebound. If we do those two things, I believe we'll be in it. If we start turning it over and they get off the mark, you know, we could be in for a long night.
Very good, Coach. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that was Coach Stanley before the game, and that last key that he went to, Chris Birch, was rebound and turnovers. So turnovers are pretty good. I got him at 4 apiece.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But a few too many offensive rebounds to give second chance opportunities, especially to Lorenzo Gardner. I think both of his buckets actually are on second chance opportunities.
Second chance opportunities, yeah. And I'm sure that's one of the biggest keys was, you know, he's like you said, he's not a you know, knockdown shooter. He can shoot a little bit, of course, but he's more just get to the rim, offensive rebounds, just kind of that junk stuff, you know. And I think Union has done a pretty good job with that. I'd certainly rate him out at a B+ or an A- for that. But you know, the key is, you know, with a player like that, can you do it for a full 32, right? They've done it for 16. If they can repeat that effort, you know, for the second 16, they're going to be right in this thing. But you know, the question is going to be, can they do it? Because sometimes with the great ones, they find a way kind of to get loose at some point, right?
We'll find out how they adjust, and I think also when we talked about the role players of Monessen, the secondary scoring, I think you can say that for Union right now. They need to get some of these other scorers. Yeah. Again, it's Stanley with 18, Thomas with 6. That's it.
Yeah, and Monessen has made Lucas Stanley work hard for his points. I tell you what, you know, you don't necessarily think of Monessen, you know, kind of with the tradition of the great talent, the flashiness, all of that. You don't think of them as like a defensive fundamental team, right? But they are. They really are. They do a nice job getting in the lane and good help and recover. They have good closeouts on the shooters. So, again, I mean, you know, defense really, you know, travels in the playoffs, particularly in these early rounds where the games can look a little sloppy. So, yeah, I think there's definitely Union needs to find a little offensive rhythm.
Real quick, a Newcastle Transit Authority going your way out-of-town scoreboard. South Park leading Neshannock in the other 5-4 matchup tonight. That's on the girls' side. It's a 23-22 lead for the Eagles over Neshannock. You can switch on over. Eric Thomas has the call of that one with Lee Moan.
See what happens here.
Waiting to get the clock set. There we go. Second half, underway here from Peters.
Yeah. It's just kind of running a little bit of a dribble drive offense, setting some, trying to set some ball screens.
Jonke, hesitation, drives, gets to the elbow. He's going to kick it back out. Blakely open for 3. Back iron, no good. Offensive rebound. Gettings, the smallest man on the court. The put back up and in.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. Gettings was, he's very thin. He looks even thinner out there compared to this Monessen team. But, able to get up there, get that rebound, and then score a very tough Mikan in traffic.
Cuts the lead down to 1, 27-26. Good nifty move there, but blocked from behind.
Wow.
Literally stuffed away there by Lucas Stanley. He's going to kick it back up to Gettings. Thought about the 3. Instead, he's going to dish it back off. Pass down low to Stanley. Cross court. NBA range 3 for Thomas. Flat, no good.
Yeah, he's been flat on his 3s most of the night.
And then, well, out of control whistle, and there's going to be the offensive foul. Darrell Ray's going to pick up the foul. That time, again, even though he kind of turned at the last second, there was just out of control, and I think that's what Coach Bosnick is telling him.
Yeah, but, I mean, Thomas has been hunting that charge all night, and here's the thing. When your player is that out of control, you don't really have an argument.
Pass stolen away here. Well read by Kershaw. He's going to go with the left-handed layup up and in. His first point since the first quarter.
Yeah, you can't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that kind of guard-to-guard pass across the top.
Gettings kills the dribble, works it down low. Stanley, they're letting him go down low. This time they do double, though, and Gardner got his hands on it.
Yeah, you want Stanley to go shoot that. Go draw a foul there, Lucas.
Again, only 3 free throws taken in the first half, and Grayson Blakely just threw his 4th foul. With 6:02 remaining in the third quarter, Grayson Blakely picks up the 4th, and that's a light foul compared to some of the other ones you've seen.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's not good because, again, Blakely does a lot of the little things defensively, all of that. And for him to pick that up there is
trying to go up against a no good on the shot, and Gettings comes down with the rebound.
Yeah, I mean, you can see quadruple teamed there.
Pass into the corner. Good read by Robinson to knock it into the third row.
Yeah, they're very quick, aren't they, into the passing lanes. Passes that you've been making all year, they take it away with their quickness.
3-point Monessen lead here in the Class 1A quarterfinals. Winner to the semis and winner guaranteed a place in the state tournament as Galmarini takes a 3 and knocks it down.
Yeah, Balmerini just came off of that staggered screen there at the top. Nice pass right into the shooting pocket, and Galmarini hitting a big shot to tie it up.
Call that a changeup from Galmarini. First point's not by a guy named Thomas or Stanley. Johnson fights to get his own rebound on the putback, no good, but he's going to get a pair of free throws, and that time just out-muscled. And you see Coach Stanley giving the demonstration. It was good defense by Jonke, but then didn't get the body on him for the rebound.
Right. And again, Johnson is a big, strong young man, and sometimes you could even box him out properly, and he's still going to be able to go get it.
First free throw up and good. Johnson score. They got him with 9. I have him with 7. Shot no good on the second attempt, and rebound's going to go all the way out of bounds at midcourt. As wrestling for it was Gardner and Stanley's the last to touch it.
Yeah, that's a couple of times here where we just kind of get into these stretches where Monessen gets back-to-back-to-back possessions, where Union doesn't get an offensive possession in between a couple of Monessen possessions. Can't have it.
Doesn't go as an offensive rebound for Monessen, but it acts like it.
Right.
Robinson tries it back his way and goes right through the top of that defense. No good on the shot. Jonke, strong rebound.
Yeah, really strong rebound. Nice pass.
Up ahead is Galmarini for 2. Rocco Galmarini, 5 straight points. Scotty's back up.
Yeah, great pass by Braylon Thomas right up over the top of the defense.
Quarterback used to throwing it deep. First player in Lawrence County history to have 1,000 passing and rushing yards in the same season. Banks open for Tavon Kershaw.
Oh, boy, yeah.
Again, up the court, Galmarini thought about another one, thought better of it.
Little heat check he was thinking there, but just good defense there by Kershaw.
The ultimate Fort Cherry fan here with the flag ready to go for the next game. Fort Cherry against Southside. Stanley open for 3. Back iron, no good. Gettings, that's his 3rd rebound of the quarter. Goes right to Stanley for the floater. He's got 20.
Yeah, Stanley came down a little bit, tweaked the ankle, but still able to make the shot.
We have a whistle and they're going to get Darrell Ray out of the game. Looked like he got tangled up there, got caught with a screen, a pretty hefty one.
Yeah. He got hit in the eye.
So he checks out. You're going to see Tavon Craggett check back in for him, number 21, Monessen. Nice pass across the lane, up and in.
Yeah, I mean, you're double and triple teaming him. And he finally found somebody.
Big answer, Galmarini's got 8 in the quarter.
Yeah, Galmarini hitting another big three. Union now back on top.
Galmarini feeling it. 27th three-pointer of the year. He's got the last 8 points, or excuse me, 8 of the last 10 for the Scotties, and now a steal from Stanley. Stanley kicks it back out. Gettings wanted it. Instead, it's Thomas. No good on the shot. Gettings gets another rebound. Thomas trying it again. Got the legs under him this time, and he got it.
Yeah, finally, right. He's missed several of those, but that time able to knock it down.
How about the rebounding of the littlest man on the court, Andrew Gettings? I got him for 5 this quarter.
Oh, yeah. I mean, most of those have not been traditional rebounds at the rim. They've been like long rebounds and just him out hustling everybody to a loose ball.
Players find the ball, though, right, Coach?
That's right.
Scotty Faithful coming alive now. Into the corner it goes. Rodney Johnson lines up a 3. Too strong.
You give him that shot, right? That's when you talk about picking your poison. That's what you'll give up.
And Stanley finds the opening again. 22 for Lucas Stanley, and there's another 7-0 run.
Yeah, he just kind of picked his way through the defense, and Monessen forced to call a timeout.
8-0 run, in fact, for the Scotties. A 41-34 advantage for Union. But there it is. Finding that secondary scoring.
Yeah.
Who was it going to be? Was it going to be Dane Jonke? Was it going to be Grayson Blakely? He's on the bench with 4 fouls.
Right.
Rocco says, hey, I got this, boys.
Yeah, he sure did. And, again, he certainly, when his feet are set and he's able to hold his follow through, he's money. And knocking a couple of those shots down, those were huge. Made a couple of plays in between there as well. So, yeah, Rocco Galmarini, remember that. If Union's able to move on here in this game, this little stretch here he's had, so getting some high fives from his teammates coming out of the timeout.
Making himself a nomination for your MVP Insurance MVP of the game. We'll announce it after the game. Call MVP for the win. Home, auto, term life, and liability insurances. They coach clients to better prices, better coverage.
Union just staying in that sagging defense. Looks like they've actually moved to a 2-3 now, which is great for foul trouble.
And Monessen unable to handle this one. It's the last touch by Johnson out of bounds. Yeah, it looked like a sagging man at times. Looks like it's been, I think you saw at least a box and won a couple of possessions.
Won a couple of times. Yeah, that now they're playing a 2-3.
And going into the lane there was Thomas, and he got tripped up as he made the spin move around. Robinson was pretty clean up top, but ended up tripping him up. That's where he gets the foul. His second, team's second.
Yeah, I mean, Monessen, bottom line is, if you can't keep the other team's point guard out of the paint, you're in trouble. And Monessen has had trouble keeping Braylon Thomas out of the paint.
Whether it's Thomas or it's Stanley running the point. This one's kicked. Possession will stay right underneath the hoop for Galmarini to trigger. Gettings, sloppy pass. Kershaw right at the whole way. He's going to go with the left hand. Block, though. Stanley comes all the way back, blocks it. Kershaw still with possession, though. Scotty's still trailing back.
That?
And Jonke pokes it away.
Wow.
Stanley, drive, draw, dish, boom.
How about that? Gettings just setting his feet and knocking it down. Great pass by Stanley. Just great tenacity by Union there.
Trying to answer at the other end. Too strong there for Zoe Gardner on his second three-point attempt. Long rebound going all the way is Galmarini, but it's knocked out of bounds. Good hustle play by Kershaw coming back this time.
Yeah, I mean, basically the way it looks right now is Union just kind of outworking them. Getting to loose balls and making plays here. So all of a sudden, a game that we talked almost, James, as if Union was trying to keep the lid on and not get blown out themselves. They are on the verge of making this a blowout in their direction based on this third quarter.
11-0 run, part of it. 3-pointers falling, 4 of them here in the quarter. Thomas gets the inbound pass, knocked out of bounds by Robinson. And now going to be a tougher inbounds location from the corner for Galmarini to trigger.
That's why Coach Stanley's so frustrated. The play worked.
And there's a whistle, an offensive foul call as Gardner basically let himself go down easily, and Stanley basically took the bait.
Right. Double frustrating, too, because the play they ran last time worked, and they didn't find the right guy, and now the play didn't work, and Lucas Stanley picking up his 3rd foul on the offensive end.
Keep an eye on that. You're right. That is foul number 3.
Brutal.
Smart play by Gardner, though, to draw it.
Yeah, oh, yeah, real smart. Oh, he's savvy as heck. Give him.
Yeah, he's calling for the ball. He wants it. Drives in. Shot no good. Fighting for his own rebound. Gets it. Mike can drill up and in.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if they're double and triple teaming him. That time he pops off wide open, they don't give him the ball.
Ends the 11-0 Scotties run. Thomas trying to answer. Put back himself up and in.
Yeah, Thomas just using that incredible speed and jumping ability and the great ball handling skill to get up over people.
40 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Robinson gets to the corner. Johnson pumps, drives, puts it in.
Johnson's having a nice game. I mean, there's no question about it. Said the way he moves, the way he rebounds, he does. He reminds you a little bit of Charles Barkley, the Auburn years.
Hopefully his golf shot's a little bit better, though.
I'm sure it is. It has to be.
15 seconds remaining. Thomas, spin move, gets around 1, gets around 2, around 3, but can't get the shot to go. Johnson rebounds. This is going to be a big final 10 seconds, final possession here for Monessen. Robinson in the lane, swatted out of bounds, but a foul before the shot is going to go against Dane Jonke as Braylon Thomas again with a hefty block puts it into the cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Take a look at this again on your LCAP instant replay.
Yeah, the foul low, but Braylon Thomas way up over people, swatting it into the, oh yeah, that's not good news. Yeah, Dane Jonke picking up foul number 4 with 3.3 seconds left in the quarter. Ouch.
First free throw up and in for Devontae Robinson.
He leaves Jonke in, right? Yeah, okay. Leaves Jonke in. Puts the shooter Landon Eckert in for Rocco Galmarini.
Yeah, trusting, especially the way Monessen can get offensive rebounds to make sure.
That's what I was just thinking. Make sure you screen out.
Both freebies good for Robinson. Stanley will try one from half court, and he's going to go just short. Took some contact on the way there, too. But that's the end of the 3rd quarter. A successful one for the Scotties as they outscore Monessen 22-13. 4th quarter in this WPIL quarterfinals. When we return to Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, and Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance, and receive the personalized service you deserve.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all the Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team, school, and family in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for business and homeowners in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial projects. Call Joe today at 724
1A playoff game.
8 minutes on the clock, 4th quarter action coming your way. Monessen trailing the Scotties of Union here in the 4-5 matchup. 4-seed Monessen, 5-seed Union. Coach, this is the 4-5 matchup you fully anticipate every time.
Yeah, no question, right? Two teams that certainly will have opportunities, that are good enough to beat 1, 2, and 3, but got to get to that game.
The top 5 teams make to the States out of the Class 1A bracket. Drive, draw, no good on the shot, though, from Robinson. Ball on the floor for the rebound. Thomas gets it.
Wow. That's how you beat a box and one right there. You just you missed the shot.
Blakely in there with 4 fouls. Jonke in there with 4 fouls. Monitor how their minutes are used here in the 4th quarter here, Coach. This is where I think you might run your motion.
Yes.
As soon as I say that, Blakely says, I want my first 3. Can't get it to go.
That's all right. That's okay. That was an open shot out of the offense. You'll take that.
Thomas just getting back as he went down, going for that rebound. Shot no good. Blakely having to be very careful defensively. Can't get it to go on either attempt, though, from Gardner.
They are really making things tough for him.
In the corner. Gettings thought about the 3. Probably got away with a travel. put it on the deck in time, he says. No problem, though. It's a stolen pass from Robinson and a foul at the other end to send Monessen to the line.
Yeah, and there it is again. You know, and that's one of those things where you could talk about it all you want in practice, and it's hard to simulate it, though.
Yeah.
And, you know, the passes that Union has been able to make all season long against probably most of their opponents, Monessen just quick to those passing lanes, and they're able to get them and go score. Monessen seems to, I tell you one thing, though, too, if Union is able to hang on and win this game, Monessen is really going to, you know, kind of kick themselves when they watch the film. They missed a lot of layups and free throws.
Both off the mark there from Robinson. I'll have to get to those full free throw numbers here when we have a chance to add them up. Jonke back to Thomas. Thought about throwing it down low, and I think, again, foul trouble, run your offense. Make him come out and guard you. You all right with this kind of pseudo-stall tactic here, Coach?
100%. Yep.
Thomas nearly poked away, now drives into the lane, pass across the lane looking for Blakely, was open for a moment, but then poked away. And going into the lane, losing it out of bounds was Kershaw. Genning's got a hand on it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those deals where you're running it now, you're still trying to make a few things happen, and but you got to almost commit to it a little bit. Lucas Stanley's going to have to come out. A little blood, okay. Let's see what's I'm trying to, sorry, let's see what's going on. Yeah, a little cut over his head. Trainer Trish on the spot down there.
Three-pointer for Kershaw, no good there. 0 for 6 now from beyond the arc on the night for the Greyhounds. It's like a true box and one right now against him.
Yep.
Gardner, who's only taken 12 shots in the game.
That's amazing.
Tries to split a double check. That's dribbled it through the legs of Galmarini. Somehow still gets it up and in. Wow.
Yeah. That's what the great ones do, somehow, some way. And, yeah, but still, that's an incredible stat. You know, that's if Union wins that game, that's what it's going to be.
And don't look now. It's now a 6-0 Monessen run. Thomas says enough of that.
Okay, enough of that, right.
Thomas now with 13, lead back up to 6.
Yeah, Lucas Stanley still over, you know, with the trainer.
And we have a timeout called by Monessen.
Did him a favor.
Helping them out. It's full timeout. We'll take one here as well. Scotties by 6. Semifinals on the line here on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Looking for a unique way to expand your business? Advertise on the Lawrence County SportsNet and be seen by thousands of viewers in the area and around the country on over 100 broadcasts each year. Visit lcsportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN.
48-42 with 5:18 remaining. Scotties, after the big third quarter, having to fight some issues, though. You got 4 fouls for Grayson Blakely. You got 4 fouls for Dane Jonke. Stanley was out, now back in after the blood cleanup. Need to ask Dirks what he'd be doing.
Yeah, that's, I mean, it is. It's, you know, again, that was the plan, though, right? That was the plan, you know, to just kind of continue to try to be real physical with Lorenzo Gardner. So they knew foul trouble was going to be here.
Gardner will pull up from 3, splashes it down. He said he's not normally a shooter, but can when he has to.
Yeah, he's a scorer. And scorers, you know, they certainly can shoot when they need to.
A big answer on the other end.
Yeah, Dane Jonke.
His first points, good time for it.
Yeah, good time for it. Nice pass, good execution. And yeah, that's right. That was a big basket.
Gettings been trailing Lorenzo Gardner basically the entire game defensively. In the lane, a little floater. Teardrop is good for Robinson. He's in double figures.
Yeah, Robinson's a good player. He's a good guard. And he's known what to do when Union has gone to these junk defenses on Gardner.
Pass on low to the block, inside out, right back to Thomas for three. Off the mark, no good.
Yeah, they missed a big-time run out there by Devontae Robinson.
Yeah, I think actually Jonky just poked it away just enough from Ray. They had to regather. Robinson can cut it to one. Misses on the shot, missed everything. Still fighting for the rebound on the floor, grabbed by Gettings. Thomas hits a screen. Euro step in the lane, no good on the shot, but he's going to get a two-shot foul. The coaching staff Monessen asking for a travel. I think a good no call. You're allowed to slide on the floor if it's the momentum that's carrying you.
I actually have always thought that's overcalled. You know what I mean? Like as soon as someone goes to the ground, they call a travel. No, that's not a travel. They have to try to get up. And he didn't. He just caught it and threw it out. See a lot of officials, they'll call it like the second you fall on the floor with it, they're calling a travel. Yeah. Boy, Thomas has played a heck of a game, hasn't he, James? I mean, just just not necessarily eye-popping statistically, but he just kind of has done what his team has needed him to do here against this very good Monessen team.
He's got 15, but yes, like you said, a lot of the rebounds, a lot of pokeaways, a couple of steals.
Yeah.
And for how sloppy it's been at times, 6 turnovers for Monessen, 8 for Union. That's it. And a block from behind. Wow. Stanley, clean block. And there's a whistle to reach in against Kershaw.
That was a great play against the 2-3 zone that Monessen drew up. That's that little screen. The bottom guy curl under, create an overload. And Monessen ran it really well, but Lucas Stanley, that probably won't win our play of the game, but it as far as the importance of it, that should be a candidate.
Jonky thought about a three.
Yeah, don't do it.
Can only imagine what coach would say for that one. You're in layup game mode right now.
Yep. Yeah, now you're running Clarion with some intent here. See what Union's doing here is Monessen is switching, so Union is actually screening their own men.
Shot no good. Jonky pumped, trying to let the defender go by, but even better just to put it up right away as Gardner going coast to coast. No good. Another offensive rebound and a held ball between him and Stanley.
Yep. Yeah, that was a held ball. I mean, I don't know what the that was. Stanley tied him up. Coach Stan going to use a timeout here.
I think a smart call to take a punch insurance timeout, take a breath. We'll take one as well. 2:49 remaining. Scotties by 5 at LC SportsNet.
Very special needs your help. This is Jack Lynn, CEO of City Rescue Mission. No one is beyond God's love and care. One person's life can affect another. Though you may never meet this person, you can make a difference in his or her life. Hurting men and women in our community desperately need food, shelter, and physical and spiritual care. Some are struggling with abuse and addiction. They feel alone, unloved, and forgotten. Individual, caring people provide their hope. You can help change the lives of men, women, and children. Visit cityrescuemission.org and help us today.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of the locations in Xenia Leopold or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win. Proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
2:49 remaining here. 3 timeouts remaining each. 2 fouls for Monessen, 1 for Union, but a 5-point Scotties advantage.
Yeah, good thought there about the timeout situation. So yeah, Union, if they really go into the stall mode here, they need to remember that. Lots of timeouts left for them. Yep. Yeah, Monessen's trying to switch those screens in their Clarion.
Which can lead to some backdoor opportunities, right?
Yep.
Pass down low. That's not what you need. A forced pass, so somehow it gets through to Lucas Stanley. He goes up and one.
Big basket. Stanley made got the loose ball on a broken play and went baseline and able to score. Coach Stanley's still upset because we're supposed to be stalling, and the guy Gettings threw it away, and so even though Lucas Stanley cleaned that up and made a big play, my guess is Gettings is not going to try to do that next time.
25 points now for Lucas Stanley. And I'll tell you what, I thought Gardner had pretty good position there. I was been all right with a no call on that one too, Coach.
No doubt. No question.
Pass to the high post. Johnson able to get it. Drives in. No good on the shot. Poked away from Jonky, but able to grab it there is Thomas, and he calls out.
Yeah, hit Coach
Let's
Steve.
relax.
Run them. Run it. Yep, that's the universal sign for run it for a while.
Or find the open man on the block.
Yeah, that works too. Your 20-point-a-game guys open on the block. Go ahead, throw it there. Yeah, we won't stall in that situation.
Averaging 22. He's got 27. Time now winding down on the Greyhounds. In this dogfight, the Scotties with a 10-point lead. They get a steal. Blakely gives it to Jonky. Right back out to Blakely. He said, you know what? I want a three, but he can't get it to go. Stanley, another rebound. No good. Another rebound. And this time hit on the arm.
Yep. Union just kind of has worn them down here. Stanley just have you ever seen a guy, Stanley, like be so productive, just kind of making the game look so easy? You know, like some guys are working so hard. It looks like they're working so hard all the time. Stanley just, he seems like he's cruising. Of course, he is working hard, but he's just cruising. He's just that good. And just smooth, gets it done.
Three-pointer there is no good. Able to grab it. Nope, lost it out of bounds. Couldn't hold on to it. Was Ronnie Johnson. Timeout Monessen with 1:24 remaining. Another full timeout. Let's take another quick one here as well. LCSportsNet.com. Scotties winning by 12 on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
I think the key to any attorney-client relationship is trust. My father told me a long time ago, the definition of personal integrity is really simple. Do what you say you're going to do. At LGKG, we've been doing that for over 80 years.
Real quick look at the Class 1A bracket. Imani Christian or West Green will await the winner of this one. That game doesn't tip off until 8. The other, Rochester Carlington, also an 8 o'clock start. We'll get you a Neighborhood Aquinas score before the end of this one. But it's a 12-point Union lead here late. And after the timeout, full court pressure from Monessen, and they're going to get a steal out of it and a layup and maybe an and one.
Wow.
No, it does not fall.
I can't.
Wow.
I can't get over how many layups Monessen has missed in this second half.
What a different game it could be, right?
I know. Sometimes you just do. You feel like there's a lid on the basket, and certainly the Monessen folks have to be thinking that.
Game of runs, though, too. I mean, Union had an 11-0 run at one point. They have a 9-0 run right now, just ended by that first free throw.
They had an 8-0 run in the second quarter, or first quarter, to get back in the game, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah, ended the first quarter on a 7-0 run.
Yeah.
Both freebies are good. And there's going to be the foul, and that's going to give us our Castle Asphalt bonus free throws for the first time tonight. Castle Asphalt, they've been in the paving and construction business for 15 years using top-of-the-line equipment and resources, guaranteeing your job is done correctly and efficiently. Innovative methods combined with years of experience.
Yeah. I tell you what, you see Coach Stan kind of giving his some claps there because, hey, 10 points, up 10 with 1:15 to go. It's not over yet. Got to keep working here. Like in other words, it is, but you just never know.
Scotties as a team, 72% shooter from, or the team has a 72% shooter from the line. Rocco is 62% from the free throw line. Seen some impressive team free throw numbers across the county this season, which I know makes the coach Chris Birch happy.
Yeah, that's how you win games like this, right? And no question, what a great night, last night for the 3A boys in Lawrence County, right?
Yeah, that was on Monday night. You're right. Elwood City, Neshannock, and Mohawk all with victories. We'll have all three of those games on tomorrow, as well as the Union Lady Scots. As that shot no good. Rebound for Union. Blakely double team to the backcourt. It's going to get ripped away. Held ball first. It still will go down as a turnover. Monessen will get an extra possession.
Yeah. Monessen still working, still getting after it here, trying to get back in the game. Amazing what a couple of baskets would feel like here, even with 1:05 to go.
Getting position down low, little hook shot up and in. Ronnie Johnson, a team high 15 points.
Yeah, he's been good.
Again, they have it for 17 on the board. We had a bucket flip-flop, so 15 or 17 either way for Mr. Johnson. Impressive for the 6-foot sophomore.
Yeah.
But here's what, if you're Monessen, you're trying to foul, but not the guy you want to foul.
Not this guy, right, yeah. Yeah, and he wasn't the first person to touch the ball either. He got a foul earlier.
Couldn't foul quickly enough, and instead Stanley puts in his 30th point of the game.
Yeah, again, continuing that scoring average when I'm in attendance. Lucas Stanley.
They get 31. Less than a minute to play. Gardner, and one. And that's if you're Union. Let him go, let the clock run. You can't foul.
Right. No question. Yeah, just let him go in there and score, right? And clock will keep running while you take the ball out of bounds. And
Dane Jonke picks up his 5th foul, though. He will check out of the game with 53 seconds left. He's frustrated with himself with the foul. But if you're Monessen, this is what you got to do. Shot no good, but how about the muscle of the big man Johnson? Got the ball first and out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. He got the position but couldn't grab the ball.
Couldn't hang on to it. Yeah, Lucas Stanley having a little bit to do with that. Just kind of bugging him a little bit.
Those quick hands, I'll tell you what.
Yeah. There it is. Now clear out.
Thomas inbounds. They'll get the foul on him. 2 free throws coming for Braylon. This is, again, where, no more 1-and-1s.
Monessen coach upset with Thomas for tossing him the ball. That was clearly not a taunting situation. It was clearly not.
Now, somebody else just did say something, though.
Yeah. Yeah, Lorenzo Gardner upset with, But, yeah, that – and, again, Thomas is kind of enjoying this right now. But he did not throw the ball to the coach tauntingly. There's no – I watched that entire thing.
Yeah, I missed it, so I'm going to go and – yeah, it's kind of got knocked out of his hands, actually. It looked like from our angle, yeah.
Right, yeah, yep. Yeah.
Hatzey kind of looks back almost like, I thought you were the ref.
Yeah, right.
So now we'll see what the official call is. A technical foul is going to go. Oh, I think they did get one on Braylon. They are going to say, yes, he did toss it to him.
Okay.
So they are going to give it.
Which, okay, that's fine if you call it right away. No, maybe not.
Oh.
No, they're
not.
not.
All right, no, that's the 5th foul against, because it was a personal and a technical against Lorenzo Gardner.
Yeah, no, that's not.
So he fouls out of the game. He pointed it was on Union. I think he pointed just they're shooting free throws.
Who's shooting free throws.
So apologies on that.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing.
And also number 2, so that threw me off too.
If they would have called, if they would have called the technical right away because they were right down there and it looked to them like there was some taunting going on,
right?
Then that would have been okay. We can't argue with that.
Mm-hmm.
But they saw it, they didn't call it, and then, you certainly can't go back and call it later, right?
First free throw off the mark, though. So Thomas will shoot his 2 free throws first.
Monessen with some substitutes in the game that haven't played yet, so perhaps they're going to not continue to foul. We'll see.
And now the technical free throws coming for Lucas Stanley after Thomas misses his 2.
You know, if you're Coach Stan here, you almost might want to remind your guys, hey guys, we're moving on. Make sure you don't get tangled up with anything silly here, because there's definitely going to be some frustration on the part of the Monessen guys.
So after the technical free throws, gets Lucas Stanley 10 for 10 from the line, 6 of 6 here in the quarter. And, well, they found the right guy, Thomas, who just missed 2. They keep trying to extend the game as much as they can. Score update from Fox Chapel. Neshannock just went final, 69-46 over South Park. So the Lady Lancers will play in the semifinals on Saturday. Will the Scotties join them? They're 45 seconds away themselves. First one up and good for Braylon.
Yeah, Braylon Thomas. Again, obviously a lot of talk is going to be on the exploits of Lucas Stanley and his 30-plus point performance tonight, but Braylon Thomas was great.
He's got 17 after making both free throws there. Long inbounds pass, stolen away. Galmarini's just going to hold it up, get it back out to Lucas. Robinson will commit the foul. I think Coach was trying to say hold off, but
don't foul right now. I mean, just letting those guys pad their stats now.
First one good. Hey, this good teams find a way to win, right, Chris?
That's right. There's no doubt. Give a shout out to one of my favorite Union High graduates, Coach John Tabish, listening to us, watching us, James.
What's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think they were trying to get the foul, and both Robinson and Thomas are standing here like, are we calling this?
I'm trying to foul you. Thomas is saying he's fouling me. They're waiting for the official to make a call.
And then they waited a couple of seconds, then finally, okay, we'll blow the whistle.
Right.
Everybody's trying to give the play up. That's a new one.
Yeah. I think the referee is encouraging the Monessen guys to stop fouling now by not calling that one. Yeah, good idea here. I like this, getting Lucas out of there.
35 points on the evening. 1-3, a multitude of twos, and 12 of 12 from the line.
Yeah, not bad.
20 seconds remaining in the lane, and an and one.
Yeah.
Rodney Johnson saying, hey, we're not going to end the season. Well, the season won't end. They will be in the consolation tournament, and that first game will be on Friday.
Okay. That's what Coach Tavish was actually asking me how that works. So
yeah, so
the loser season is not over.
Correct. The top 5 teams will make it to state.
Okay.
So all the quarterfinal losers tonight will play in a 4-team tournament, essentially, that will begin on Friday night.
Interesting. I prefer that so much more than I did the way the WPIAL used to do it, where it had to do with who you lost to.
Yeah, the follow the leader.
Yeah, follow the leader, and so you're having practice for a week and a half for 2 weeks, and you don't even know if your season's over. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of controlling your own destiny.
Yes. Yeah, and if you got enough sites and kids want to play, I mean, what the heck?
Well, it was understandable when they did it initially. I think, Chris, because of the fact that that was the first year of the 6 classification system. They weren't sure with the expanded fields if they would have enough officials and enough sites to be able to do
but I mean, that's the way it was forever, though.
Right.
That's the way they did it always back in the day, was the follow the leader. So.
And they had gone to consolation for a few years, went back to it. I agree, all about the consolation tournament being the big thing.
Don't foul.
Thomas will dribble this one out, and it'll come to an end. The Scotties come from behind in the second half, a 70-58 victory over Monessen. We'll take a quick break, come back with your Tri-County Principals postgame show when we return to Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
You're looking for quality concrete services? Contact the experienced professionals at Doran Concrete. Our company is family, locally owned and operated, and has been serving the community for over 30 years. Get residential or commercial concrete services for any size job. Our skilled professionals offer prompt and reliable services at an affordable price. We believe in the principles of honesty, integrity, and reliability. Get in touch with us for exceptional concrete services at prices that you can afford.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
At Medore Bonner Law, we're more than just attorneys. We're your community partners. With a combined experience that spans decades, attorneys Jason Medore, Michael Bonner, and Greg Rossitelli are your trusted advisors for all legal matters. From personal injury to estate planning, business law to family disputes, we are here to guide you through every step of the legal process. Our full-service, community-based approach ensures that you're not just a client, but a valued member of our family. Give us a call or visit us online at MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
I love what I do because coming in every day is different.
How can you not enjoy these kids coming up and hugging you and giving you these great smiles all throughout the day?
Seeing the progress that our kids make every single day is one of the reasons I love coming to school.
What should we do? We have fun.
LCAP Early Learning Centers is hiring. Help empower young minds in Lawrence County and become a superhero today. Apply at lcap.org.
GEM building contractors and developers have a proven record of performance on any size project. They bring value, local craftsmanship, expert management to meet any challenge. From design construction, from inspection to budget estimation, GEM Builder has been building our community for 70 years.
Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Casey Wilson of Laurel Wrestling as the January LGKG Red Zone Male Athlete of the Month for his pair of tournament wins and a 25-3 record on the mat this year. LC SportsNet is also proud to honor Aaron Capalbo of Mohawk and Leah Crayrup of Wilmington as our January LGKG Red Zone Female Co-Athletes of the Month. Both Aaron and Leah eclipsed the 1,000 career point plateau last month. Congratulations, best of luck to Laurel's Casey Wilson, Mohawk's Aaron Capalbo, and Wilmington's Leah Crayrup, the LGKG Athlete of the Month, presented by the Red Zone. Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Tri-County Principals postgame show here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. A 70-58 victory. Union in the second half, just lighting it up, Chris Birch. 22 points and 24 points in those two quarters, and held Monessen in those quarters to 13 and 18.
Yeah, I know you're a lot better at math than me, but I'm good enough at math to know that that's not good math for Monessen.
No.
And, again, Union, we talked about their struggles offensively in the first half. Just 24 points total in the first half for Union, but then all of a sudden they got it going, and so much of that was just the terrific play of Braylon Thomas and Lucas Stanley starting to get it going, and then other guys, Gal Marini stepping in there and hitting a couple of threes, Andrew Gettings hitting that big three. So you said it at the beginning that you're going to get a lot of production from Thomas and Stanley, and they had all 24 points in the first half. And then all of a sudden, those guys continue to do what they do, but then other guys stepped up and really kind of nailed this thing home and got it done for the Union Scotties.
Getting you a couple quick free throw numbers, because in the end, Scotties were 20 of 24, but of those, 17 of 21 came in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, I was a lot in the fouling at the end. I want to get at the end of the third quarter. 8 of 15 through three quarters, where Union was 3 of 3 through three quarters. And the fourth quarter is where Union made up all the free throws, and a lot of it from the intentional fouling in the last 2 minutes being a big part of it. But in the end, hitting those free throws, 20 of 24 versus just 10 of 19 from Monessen, that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
And, maintaining the cool and handling some of the rushes ended up being enough to propel this Union team to likely a third straight, actually would be a fourth straight season, taking on Imani Christian.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah. And again, you said it. You had maybe the quote of the game as far as telling the tale of it is, Monessen made some silly mistakes, but as a coach, you can never blame this. You can't. If the Monessen coach were to come up here and interview with us, he probably wouldn't say this, but Monessen missed a ton of layups, and they were relatively uncontested layups. And oftentimes they would get an offensive rebound and maybe keep possession, or a couple of times they got fouled. But imagine if they made 50% of those 6 or 7 or 8 wide open layups that they missed in the second half. But they didn't, and Union was just awesome at going and getting defensive rebounds, and it was just one of those games where if I'm coaching Union, I'm in the locker room right now talking about it. There's just something that everybody did, to get the win and kind of get over the hump and get this thing done. And that's what you got. That's what you have to do in the playoffs.
Your Creative Edge scoring recap coming your way. We'll start with Monessen. 17 points for Rodney Johnson. Again, asterisk. That could have been 19. We have a discrepancy. Scorebook's all on the other side, so we can't give it officially. But you have him for 17. Lorenzo Gardner with 15. And here's, I think, the main stat that I have. 5 of 15 shooting in the game. He only shot 15 times.
That's the story of the game right there. If you had to say one thing, like describe why Union won in one sentence, that's all you'd have to say.
They held Lorenzo Gardner, averaging 25 points a game, to 15 shots in the game. 13 for Devontae Robinson, 9 for Tyvon Kershaw, and 2 each for Darrell Ray and Taven Craggett to round out the Monessen scoring. On the other side, Lucas Stanley, a game-high 35 points, including 12 of 12 from the free throw line. Braylon Thomas, 18 points. He was 5 of 8 from the free throw line. Galmarini with 9, back on that in a minute. Andrew Gettings with 7, Dane Jonke with 2 to round out the scoring for the Union Scotties. 10 turnovers for the Scotties versus just 6 in the game for Monessen. 3-point shooting, a big story of this game, too. I have them at 2 of 8 from downtown for Monessen. Union, 5 for 16. So not the greatest numbers, but it was that third quarter flurry, hitting 4 in about a 3-minute span.
I was just going to say those 3 or 4 of those were just absolutely clutch, came at huge moments. And that's one of those kind of misleading stats where you say, oh boy, they were 5 for 16. That's a rough night, but it seemed like not to overemphasize the point or put too fine of a point on it. Almost every one of those 5 came in a big moment.
Monessen now 18-5. They'll play in the consolation tournament on Friday. Union 14-10 will play in the semifinals against either Imani or West Green. We have one final piece of information to take care of. It's our MVP of the game and our play of the game. We'll get to those after our final timeout. We'll be back in one moment. It's the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Contractors, the Department of Healthy Homes needs you. From small to large residential projects, you can help families live safer and healthier with the quality work you do. It's rewarding in more ways than one. Call LCAP's Department of Healthy Homes today.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers.
They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Maley Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Madure and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of their locations in Zeno-Leopold or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win, proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale-Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit pennohiobottledwater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
Here comes Mark.
Back one final time here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Hey, we're gonna put Chris. You're gonna stay right there.
All right.
You're gonna talk with the man.
My man doesn't lose.
That's right. That's it. Yeah, I know. I was saying too. I think Lucas averages about 35 a game for the games I've called too. So, Coach, you have to be thrilled though. I mean, just kind of a ragged, physical game for a long time, and then all of a sudden your guys just able to find a little bit of offensive rhythm and pull away.
Yeah, I give them credit for what they come out defensively. I thought they did a nice job. We struggled with a little bit.
Yeah.
Took our 2 away, but Rocco Galmarini
hit that
streak. He's capable. He's Rocco. He's over my house. He's my 5th son. I tell everybody because he's always there and they always bride him. And now he's got some.
That's
nice
right.
bride.
No, he'll have a little ammunition now for sure. I was kind of joking with James on air when he pulled this stat out. If you had to say one sentence why Union won the basketball game tonight, Lorenzo Gardner, 15 shot attempts. So a kid that scored 64 a couple of weeks ago, 15 shot attempts. That's a terrific defensive scheme for you guys.
Yeah, it's Al Campman's defense against Sean Miller.
Right.
Yep. And you know how good he was, and when you're going against that for the kid, it's not easy. So other guys, we said if somebody else got to beat us, because I know what he can do. We didn't want him to get in any rhythm, and I don't think he did. He hit that 1-3, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
He starts doing that. I don't know how you guard him because he's strong inside.
Right.
But he can play. And when they told me he only had 15, I was very happy.
Yeah. That's amazing. And I thought too one of the keys to the game was obviously people are going to talk a lot about Lucas scoring 35, and some of your guys that maybe you weren't expecting to score had some big baskets. But I just thought for the entire 32 minutes. Braylon Thomas, just kind of steady from that point guard position.
Yeah, Braylon can go. Sometimes he just, he'll shoot the fade away, and I get angry, but I don't want him to stop shooting.
Right.
I just want him to go off too, because he's so talented. I mean, some of the blocks he has, he can affect the game in so many ways. And I'm in his face, and he just keeps plugging, and I tell him, you're going to finish, you're going to finish. Because here's the thing, they're helping out so much, and all of a sudden, if you take a breather, boom, he's by you. And, like you say about the other guys, we talk all the time, coaches, you need ordinary people to do extraordinary things. And when your guys are going and they're starting to roll a little bit, and then you got, Rocco come in and does what he does, and then Andrew, I told him he's doing a little too much celebrating. But he's having fun. He goes, I'll run, Coach. I know. I said, I know. Running doesn't hurt him. I said, I don't know how to punish him. But when they do that, it makes you that much better.
Right. And, again, when, you just kind of look at a game like this one. Coaches sometimes nowadays, they call it kind of mucking the game up. That's kind of a popular expression. And it just seemed like you guys were able to sort of muck the game up enough to frustrate Monessen. And then all of a sudden you found your flow on offense, and there it was.
Yeah, I felt that if they were going to beat us, it'd be close. Because I thought we had more scores on the floor than they did, but they have one really good one. But we were really isolating them. But it's ugly. And, and against them, and to their credit, they're going to get after you. They're they're physical, and that's what scared me coming into this game, because that's something we're not. It's not a strength of ours, because you can beat us up a little bit. But, to Dane Jonke's credit, he got foul trouble early. He battles. Dane ain't going to back down from anybody, whether you're 250 or, he's going to battle. So it was, and like I said, I knew at some point, even Lucas is missing, Braylon's missing, I know at some point those guys are going to hit their stretch, and then boom, a couple other guys hit it, and I look up and I'm like, okay, we're good, we're doing good. And we changed defense a couple times. I thought the zone was, my nephew's yelling behind me, from Craig. He's yelling, "You gotta go zone!" I'm like, so I got a lot of coaches.
That's
around
good. That's good, right? So. Let's go. Well, obviously you get to enjoy this one for a couple of days, and then await the results of the Amani West Green game, and obviously probable rematch up with that Amani team. So. Coach, an awesome win. Glad to be here again. I just need to show up when you guys, I think Union needs a little bit of help. I'll show up for them tonight. But an awesome win, a great job by you and your club. Congrats. Moving on.
Question for you. You think Amani remembers me?
I think so, probably. Maybe.
I'll just keep my mouth shut. They're good.
They're good. Right.
Like I said, they've traveled all over, and maybe we could take a look at the Mount Verde tape and see what they did. I mean, they're good. And,
they're good.
And next year they're moving up. So, like I said, we're gonna give it what we can and see what we can do.
All right, sounds good, Coach.
Thanks a lot.
Great stuff. Yeah.
Great seeing
moving
you.
on to the great seeing you. Moving on to the next round. Congrats, and we'll see you down the road.
Yep. Survive in advance.
Survive in advance. All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Yep.
Great stuff.
Coach has a voice. Not much, but they're trying to kill him. Coach, you've had a few of those experiences, right, Chris?
Yeah. I always lose my voice at the beginning of a season and at the end of a season.
Well, you know what? We're coming to the end of a season, but it will still go on, as Union has also qualified now to the state playoffs. How about this now? This is the 10th season for Coach Stanley in his second stint. He's made it to states all 10 years.
Wow. And there, you almost forget, like, there's
I'm sorry. 9. They made 9 because of the COVID year.
There's a lot of local schools.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about those awesome, basketball powerhouses, either public or private, that just kind of have that program going that way.
Mm-hmm.
They go generations without making the state tournament.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
right.
when you think about that, the fact that he's made it 9 out of the last 10, and that one year he didn't was the year only champions went.
Right.
So yeah, I mean that's an incredible thing. So. Yeah, he just kind of gets it done year after year, and all that, and it's great watching it.
And I will correct myself; it was 8 of the last 9. He didn't make it the first year in the COVID year, so 8 out of 10. Still, that's a good percentage there for sure. We got a couple last awards to give out here before we wrap things up here, Chris. We'll start with our Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game award, and it's not one specific play; it's the 8 points in the third quarter that Rocco Galmarini puts up. A 3. A 2-pointer in transition, and then a 3 again. He was part of 10 straight points for Union. It was a 10-2 run. He had 8 of those points. Huge bench points. It was the first bench points of the game, I believe, too, for Union.
Yeah, that was huge. And again, Gal Marini came in, just made those big shots, and I love what Coach Stan said. He's over at the house all the time. He's finally got something to rip on with the four Stanley brothers. So yeah, great stuff there.
So he gets your Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game award. Maley Chiropractic and Lawrence County SportsNet proud to honor Rocker Gal Marini as your Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game. He just received his customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of being tonight's Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game. Congratulations, Rocco Gal Marini, tonight's Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game. It certainly, like Maley Chiropractic, kept Union in the game. As your MVP Insurance MVP of the game, I mean, how can you not? 35 points. It's a playoff high for Lucas Stanley. But, yeah, as long as Chris Birch is around, give him the mic and give Lucas the basketball.
Yeah, I know. How about that? Yeah.
Let me say real quick, Big Brother Anthony, assistant coach, said Lucas came out a little flat. If 35 points in the end is flat, okay, we'll deal with it.
Can you imagine the trash talking with those four brothers and dad? I can't even imagine it. But, that's great stuff. But again, this has been certainly I enjoy so many different things about my broadcasting basketball life here, but. Getting to hang out with you and be a part of these Union runs here the past couple of years has been a terrific joy.
So our MVP of the game goes to Lucas Stanley with 35 points, 12 of 12 from the line in the end, 9 of 9 from the line in the fourth quarter alone. He's your MVP Insurance MVP of the game. He also got his customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition being tonight's MVP of the game. You can view the full list of game MVPs and plays of the game by going to lcsportsnet.com. Click on awards. Congratulations, Lucas Stanley, tonight's MVP of the game from MVP Insurance. Call MVP for the win. So, next round, Union. Likely top seed Imani Christian. They take on number 8 seed West Green. That game going to tip off here in a few minutes' time. That game at Bethel Park. The other side of the bracket, Neighborhood against Aquinas. We'll see if we can get a final on that one real quick. And Rochester Carleton, the other two teams here from Section 1 Union section, will be doing battle in a few minutes' time as well. Chris, it's not the same Imani team as last year. They graduated and lost via transfer sort of thing. 4 of their 5 starters from a year ago. They don't have 6'11 and 6'8, but they still have a couple of 6'3", 6'4 kids and some incredibly athletic guards. The size isn't as big of an issue, but it is still the number 1 ranked team in the state for a reason.
Yeah.
But this is not out of the question. This is a game that if Union plays the way we know they can compete.
Absolutely. Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, this is a team that competes. This is a program that competes. And, you're right. I mean, that Imani team last year, that was a team that probably would have competed in the PSAC.
Yeah.
Whereas, this year, right, they're great, but they're what I call ordinary great. There's ordinary great, and then there's like you have no chance great. They're ordinary great this year, and so it certainly, Coach Stan and company will have some kind of a defense drawn up for it, and so we'll see.
Last score update was a half hour ago, and it had a 55-41 advantage for Neighborhood Academy. So we're going to assume that Neighborhood will be making their first trip to the semis. So no surprise in that one, really, over Aquinas Academy. We'll see Rochester Carleton, those results as well. Stay tuned on the Lawrence County SportsNet. We'll get you all of that information. Chris Birch, you busy on Saturday?
I think so. Yeah, is that when Union's next game will be?
That is where Union's all the semifinal games for both boys 1A and girls 3A with Neshannock would be on Saturday afternoon, site and time to be determined. But hey, it's another trip to the semis. You're guaranteed a couple more games and a state tournament game. Mission accomplished, especially looking at that record. All those non-section games against tough upper-class opponents, Chris, it came down, and you used that tonight to get a nice, big, huge win.
That's it, right. And again, that's Coach Stan has always played, a lot of good teams, non-section, and the section is good. So it prepares you for games like tonight, and that's exactly what they went out and did.
The dogfight goes to the Scotties over the Greyhounds. Again, your final score win last time, 70-56. Rob Nattell, great cameraman. Big shout-out, Dom Summers, our producer. For Chris Birch, I'm James Dotson saying so long, and stay tuned. 4 games tomorrow on the Lawrence County SportsNet, and then a couple more on Saturday afternoon in semifinal action. And you're going to check them all out here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.